Well, hello, my friends. I'm excited to be here today with John Glenn, Vice President of Development for Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals. John, thanks so much for joining me.
You are so welcome, Andy. Thanks for having me on a seems like late summer day, but beautiful fall day at the same time.
I
You're
know.
so gracious to have us on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be talking about, um, one of my favorite things, 5K events. You've got your 5K coming up here. I'm kind of glancing over here because I got the website up, but this is the ninth annual Miles for Madonna. Hard to believe. Wow.
It is hard to believe we actually started the race and the walk before we even opened the hospital. We started it when we were in construction, so it was rather muddy the first year.
Yes.
Now it's grown. It's a 5K run, 5K walk, and a 1 mile walk. So serious runners can come out, moms and dads with their kids can come out. You can bring the dog. It's a lot of fun for families, for reunion for patients, and just a chance to get out in a late summer Saturday, have fun before the Huskers kick off.
Right. Right. And that's always, I know that's always like a big thing that to take into consideration before, before we started recording. We were talking about, yeah, people come out, you start registration at 9 a.m. Again, I'm looking over here because I do want to mention the Cornhusker Corvette Car Show starts from 8:30 to 10. So let's just like go through the agenda. Let's start there. And that's something people can come out and enjoy.
You bet. So it's Saturday, September 28th.
Yep.
Hopefully, be a nice, cool, sunny Saturday in September.
Yes. Yeah.
Registration, I'm also looking over here, starts at 8:30. You can register online beforehand, and I presume you'll pull that on the screen.
Yes.
Registration from 8:30 really till 9:30. At 9:30, the 5K walk starts. At 10 o'clock, the 5K run starts with the 1 mile walk. Everything gets wrapped up about 9 or about 10:45. We
Hmm.
have about 15 minutes of the award ceremony and lots of prizes for the kiddos.
Yeah.
And then, you're in your cars at 11 a.m. getting ready to go to Vallis for pumpkins or to watch the Huskers or just to enjoy a fun Saturday with your friends and family.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this will be the third year that you've had the Corvette car show there. And then we also talked about the canine piece, which was last year for the first time, which was really successful. So talk about that for a little bit.
Well, I like to say Corvettes and canines. Can you get a better combo?
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
I love it. I love
the,
it.
the Corvette Car Show, those folks have been so dedicated to Madonna since before we opened, even. They've been
Wow.
raising dollars for us, and their cars are so cool. As a little kid, you always saw the Corvette in the cool movie. Well, now you can come out and look at them. Every color of the rainbow, big engines, sleek tires, pretty cool automobiles. And then last year we added a canine division, and we didn't know how well it would catch on. I bet we had 50 pooches there last year coming with their families. We had moms and dads in stroller and the dog on the leash. The dogs all got along. They were walking and running with their owners. The great thing about Zorinsky Lake is it's so wide. The paths are so wide. You don't get narrowed down. There's plenty of room, and people had a really good time last year. I'm guessing we had about 400 walkers and runners, from the serious runners down to the folks who are basically jogging to help raise funds for
Yeah.
Madonna. So it's at Zorinsky Lake. It's shelter number 5, which is right by the boat ramp.
Yes.
And we have the entire area. There's face painting, there's balloon artist, there's a kids zone. And as I mentioned, we have lots of prizes afterward to keep the kids happy. So come on out. It's a pretty good time.
Yeah. And again, so being the ninth annual, I mean, at one point was this, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, were people like, were they walking around the facility at one point?
Yes, the very first year when we walked around the facility, we had a tremendous amount of muds. We put plywood down for people to
Yeah.
walk on to walk around the building. I think back then it was a 1 mile walk,
Mhm.
and we started to have some runners saying, they'd love to have a 5K. So we bumped it to a 1 mile walk and a 5K. And then we had lots of people say to us with their families, hey, if we're out here, can we just walk the 5K? So
Yes.
we've got a little bit of everything going on as far as serious athletes to weekend warriors to
Sure.
people like me who strap their tennis shoes on Saturday, and that's about that's about
Yeah.
it. So
And
it's
you're
fun.
taking a walk. Yeah. A 5K, as I tell people, it's 3.1 miles. It's doable. You walk at your own pace, or you run, or you stroll, or you jog. It's just a lot of wonderful people out there supporting Madonna Research Hospitals. But let's talk rehabilitation hospitals. So let's talk a little bit before I let you go about, we're raising funds and awareness for Madonna, and tell us a little bit about what that means.
So Madonna is the fourth largest rehab hospital system in the country.
Wow.
We serve patients at the Omaha campus from 42 states in the past 5 years, including a couple of foreign countries. Our main patients come kind of from the Missouri corridor, Montana, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas. We get the bulk of our patients from those states. But 42 states is a lot to draw from because we are world class. We serve the nation's top 2% most medically complex cases. And by that, I mean brain trauma, spinal cord injury,
Yeah.
severe stroke, neurological diseases, long COVID. We have a clinic, one of the only clinics, post acute care hospital clinics in the country, looking at long COVID.
Really? Okay.
So these are the sickest of the sick. And
Yeah.
included in that is an inpatient pediatric unit, which is constantly full, and it's in Omaha. So we really do a lot of good work trying to rebuild people's lives and get them home.
Yeah. And again, I think it's been a couple years since I've been out there. Yeah, I'm due for another visit out, because you guys aren't that far away from me, and just really,
Exactly.
and so much I mean, things are constantly changing, I know, in your world, but it really is truly a spectacular facility that we are lucky to have here in our community. And again, like you said, fourth largest in the
The
country,
country.
that people can come here, and it really does change their lives. I mean, because they're in a situation that, for whatever reason, a lot of it totally unexpected, that they're in the situation that they're in, and they're able to get their life back, or get it back to some extent with them and their families. So
What's really cool is the community built this. We
yeah.
have hundreds and hundreds of people who came together to say we need this. Omaha is a medical destination. We've
Yeah.
got wonderful acute care hospitals. We've got world class cancer. We have world class transplant. We needed the best rehab hospital in the country to come here to serve us and to bridge that gap. And we did that with the help of so many people. This has been a journey for hundreds, if not close to 1,000 different donors to make this possible. So I want to say thanks to you and all your audience for helping us out, because the dollars are really necessary, and they're very well spent to try to rebuild people's lives, give them the highest quality of life they can, and
Absolutely.
get them back to their houses, their community, their schools, and their jobs.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to end our conversation in this interview. So important. So again, the 28th of September, come on out, go register online, and then come on out. Zarinsky Lake, beautiful. I'm sure it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. I will be there, a beautiful morning, and lots of things to do, but then also you're just raising funds and awareness for an important institution here that impacts us and our community, but people all over the country. So, John, thank you.
Andy, thank you for the opportunity.
You are welcome. And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to have Janet Nickdean here, and she's the board president of the Christ Child Society of Omaha. Janet, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Andy. I'm delighted to be able to share our story with all of your viewers today.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about the Christ Child Society of Omaha, and then we're going to talk about an exciting event at the end that you have coming up here soon. But just tell us about the organization. I know many people are familiar, but some people are not familiar. So I'll let you just kind of dive in on what the organization does.
Okay, sure, great. Well, the Christ Child Society of Omaha is has been around for 118 years, so we've got a long history in Omaha. But I feel like a lot of people don't know about us, so I'm really happy to be able to tell people about what we do. The Christ Child Society is part of a national organization. There are actually 44 chapters around the country, and the Omaha chapter is one of the oldest, the third one that was established. Um, our mission is pretty simple. We support under-resourced children and families by providing education, literacy, and basic necessities for infants and children. So that's fairly common with all the chapters around the country. But our mission here in Omaha has four tenets. The biggest one is our scholarship program, and we can talk more about that. But our scholarship program is aimed at providing resources to educate single mothers primarily, so that they become financially independent. The second part of our program is our layette program, and the layettes are essentially diaper bags filled with baby essentials.
Yeah.
We also provide car seats to many of the same families. And then the fourth tenet is our literacy program. And the goal of that is to get books into the hands of many of these same families who don't have books in their own homes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit. Let's go a little bit deeper about the scholarship programs that you have of that program. So tell us kind of what that entails, and do people apply for that? And I mean, how does that all work too?
Yeah, no, those are great questions. So we partner with 5 area colleges.
Okay.
UNO, College of St. Mary, Nebraska Methodist College, Clarkson College, and Bellevue University. And through those partnerships, they help us identify and bring applicants to us. And then our committee reviews those applications and approves them. But essentially, scholars can apply for either a $5,000 scholarship annually. It's renewable. And if they are pursuing a 4-year degree, they're eligible for that. Or a $2,500 scholarship if they're interested in a 1 or a 2-year program.
Okay.
Applicants have to be single parents with responsibility for their children.
Yes.
And they're working towards degrees. So it's been an amazing program. It's only about 6 years old, but so far we've helped 64 women graduate with degrees. And with those degrees, they've gone on to get really good paying jobs with benefits and resources so that they are able to support their children and they're becoming financially independent. And they are also, one of the side benefits is we're seeing that it's impacting the entire family.
Right.
And so we're affecting generational change. Children are watching their mothers walk across the stage and receive their diplomas, and it changes how the children view their own potential and their own opportunity for education.
Right.
So, right. So it's really, we've had a lot of success. We've got 59 women attending area colleges this fall on scholarships.
Has that number of women, has that grown over the years, or how, I mean, because that's amazing. I mean, what a gift for them and their families, like you said.
It has grown quite a bit. You know, our first year we had 1 scholar.
Okay.
And then, you know, it's gradually gotten bigger. Of course, this year has been our biggest year, but we started out with just 1 the first year, and then there were 5 the second year, next year. But we've been trying to expand our reach through various colleges. And we also have some partner agencies that are approved and will refer students to us. One of the things that we do look for is we look for either a partner agency or a school who will walk alongside that student and make sure they have the other resources they need to be successful, whether it's tutoring, help with classes, whether it's a ride to school or access to childcare. These are all things that get in the way of
Yes.
Students pursuing their dreams. So we look for help for the students in that way as well.
Okay. That's incredible. I mean, what a gift for these women and then for their families, because there's just that ripple effect. Anytime you're helping somebody within your, that your organization helps, it really just, it ripples out to immediate and extended, and also just people seeing them excelling in the community. So really
Yes.
cool. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned the literacy program. So let's talk a little bit about that as well, because that's another big issue that so many people deal with. So I'll let you say a little bit about that.
Sure. We're really excited about our literacy program. It's evolved a little bit, but the direction headed in right now, I think is going to be really impactful. We have partnered with Unite for Literacy
Okay.
and Growing Readers, two existing organizations. And we provide, here I'll show you, we've got these books that we get from Unite for Literacy. They're just
Okay.
little board books. And we put 3 books in every layette. We also give out as part of our car seat giveaways. And with every book is a QR code.
Okay.
So any family that receives these books, and we'll have the QR codes on the back of the books as well, has through the QR code, they can access the website. And the website provides a read aloud of these books in over 100 languages. So they might get this book, the word English, but if their native language is something other than English, then they will be able to access the website where the book is read to them aloud in their native language. They will also have access to hundreds of other titles. So they might end up with 3 or 5 books of these little books at home, but they'll have access to hundreds of others.
Wow.
And so the goal is to get them reading, to get parents reading with their children, to help with those language skills, help with early development skills, so that the children are more prepared to begin school. And all the research shows that's the most critical time right now, is to develop language skills in preschoolers, so that they have that foundation when they're ready to start school. We are also, with these books, putting what are called book stands in some of our partner agencies. So a book stand will have a selection of lots of books on it, and families that come into that agency can take books home. And so they can just pick the books they want off of the book stand, take them home. And again, they will have access to not only the book in their home, but the website, which provides many, many more titles for them and opportunities for them to continue reading and developing those language skills. We're going to be putting book stands this fall in One World, Health Center, Catholic Charities, and Refugee Women Rising. And it's the first time we'll have put in these book stands. So we'll get data and feedback from the QR code, and we'll be able to determine what's working, what's not working, how we need to adjust as we go along. But so many of these families, we heard a story of one family who the only books they had in their home were cookbooks. And so they would go through cookbooks with their children in order to read to them. So, hopefully the goal is put some more books in the homes, and encourage reading.
Right. What a great program. I mean, and again, I didn't realize that Christ Child Society had its fingers. I mean, just you're spread out and impacting in a lot of different ways that I didn't know about. So I'm glad I'm learning, and I know the people listening here are learning as well about what you do.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's true. And I think our strategy has been to partner with agencies who have frontline contact with the families who are in need. And so by doing that, we partner with over 80 agencies in Omaha, Council Bluffs, Fremont, Sioux City, some of the extended area, Lincoln. And so we can take what we do, but really multiply it through our partnerships with these other agencies.
Right, right. which makes perfect sense. I mean, that really is how you can reach more people, is by partnering and collaborating. I know last time, I just want to touch briefly on this, and then we're going to talk about your big event coming up here soon. When we chatted last time, so over the holidays, which are quickly approaching, is that when you do, because you have your diaper bag and then you've got the car seat. And I just remember sometime over the holidays, you were inviting people to help put things together or put things, can you remind me what that's all about? Because I want to let our listeners know as well.
Well, sure. So the car seat and the car seat program and the layette program are year-round programs.
Okay.
So we distribute 2,200 layettes throughout the year.
Wow. Okay.
And this year we'll do probably about 165 car seats. But we're always inviting. We have Christ Child volunteers, but we're always inviting other groups, other organizations to be a part of this, because a lot of work that goes into getting this all put together and distributed. So we have volunteer groups come in and unpack all the materials that goes into layettes. You know, we buy in bulk. They come in huge boxes, lots of packaging, and that stuff has to be unwrapped, unpacked, and bundled to then subsequently do a layette assembly where we put everything together, all of the items that go into the diaper bags. So that happens throughout the year. And then the car seat giveaways too. We have big events at partner agencies at Catholic Charity and Essential Pregnancy Services, Heart Ministry Center. And we will have another one of those at the Heart Ministry Center in December. So again, you know, you bring 30 mothers in from vulnerable situations. They learn about car seat installation. They learn how to safely use a car seat, how to put their child in the car seat. And then we send them home with a car seat.
Right.
So that'll happen at the holidays. We've got a couple of groups that we're currently trying to schedule right now to come in and help do layette assemblies so that we can meet our goals for the year. And you know, hopefully some families will feel the blessings of these gifts around the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to mention, I'm just looking over here because I've got some notes. ChristChildOmaha.com. That's your website. That's where people can find just an abundance of information on your website.
Yes.
So encouraging people to go there. So let's talk about Soiree that's coming up. That's coming up on October 3rd. And this is an event you have every year. And let's talk, I'll let you take it away and let us know where it's at and how people can get tickets and what it's all about too. Yeah,
sure. So Soiree is our biggest fundraiser every year. It happens every early October every year. It's at Happy Hollow Club. And it's really a wonderful evening where we bring together the community. We talk about what our impact has been for the year, what our goals are for the upcoming year. And it's a lovely evening because Happy Hollow, of course, is a lovely venue. It's a nice meal. And we don't do a silent auction or a live auction or anything like that. So the fundraising really is a raise the paddle. And so, you know, after our meal, we'll have a short program, and then it's a raise the paddle. So it's not a late night. People usually finish up by 9 o'clock and head home. It's a Thursday night, and so it's really a wonderful event, and it's open to the public. Anybody that would like to come can register on the website, which you said is ChristChildOmaha.com, and tickets are $150 a person. But yeah, anybody is welcome, and it's just a wonderful celebration evening.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, we've got just like a minute left. I do want to talk people, again, supporting your organization, volunteering for you. If they're interested, they can find that on ChristChildOmaha.com, all that information.
Yes. If you go to our website, there's information about volunteering. If you're not able to attend Soiree but would like to support us, you can make a donation at ChristChildOmaha.com. And you can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. So it's a great way to kind of keep tabs on what's going on. But yeah, we're always open to new members. And we're interested in hearing from people who would like to volunteer or would like to donate, would like to bring a group in to help with a layette assembly or layette unpacking. So
right.
Yeah, we welcome everyone to get involved.
Okay. Wonderful. Janet, what a wonderful conversation. I learned so much. I know our viewers learned so much as well. Just really appreciate everything that your organization does for our community. So thank you again for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Andy. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.